Hey all viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist. Welcome back to another multiplayer map spotlight for I nearly said for single player Return to Castle Wolfenstein. No, multiplayer, everybody. So of course in the last episode I did one of these sort of, filler content style videos. I was looking at a map called California Coast, or Pacific Coast, whatever you want to call it. This time we're looking at a map called Fort Verlauf. Now, this looks kind of interesting considering we've got a helicopter, which, that total World War II style vehicle. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't have helicopters in World War II, they did, but they were in a fairly experimental stage at that point in history. But yes, this one looked kind of interesting. Got some interesting screenshots. There's a freaking basketball court up here. Well, a basketball hoop, rather. What a strange looking map this is. Okay, so let's have a look at what the overview says. Allies are invading an Axis fortress. One of the top German scientists, Dr. Z, is planning to escape in a prototype helicopter. Allied presence even in the area is delaying the Doctor's getaway. Okay, interesting. So, if I'm guessing if we're playing the Allies, yeah, we have to destroy the helicopter, defend field operations, don't let the Axis advance past the North Gate, destroy South Gate for forward deployment, take forward deployment area. So obviously Axis, you're going to be the kind of reverse of that. Defend helicopter, destroy Allied field ops, destroy North Gate. Yeah, destroy the North Gate. Don't let the Allies advance past the South Gate, take forward deployment area. Okay, so the Allies are kind of on the offensive for this one, which is interesting. First and foremost though, let's just stay in spectator mode for a bit, and we'll kind of fly around and take a look at the layout of things. So, I imagine that in order to attain victory, complete victory in a match, the Allies basically need to destroy this helicopter so that old Dr. Z can't escape. Dr. Z, incidentally, also is that interrogator, isn't he? At the start of the RTCW default single-player campaign. Alright, so there's a kind of passage down here. What's this? Where does this go? Ooh. So a big room full of large machinery. I see, there's a door with a staircase over there. Okay, this could be a fairly sizable map as far as I'm aware. So there's nothing much around here. It looks like there could be another, there's another floor up above, but how peculiar. So what's on, well, what's kind of up here then? There's another way through there, but, okay, level 2. Sorry, I'm just flying around, taking a look at where things are, just, because, it looks like this is one of those kind of maps where there's a lot to see, perhaps. Okay, so we go up. Okay, is this the forward deployment area up here? Because there's a frigging capture flag, possibly. And there's doors going off in all directions. So, alright, that comes out there onto a balcony overlooking the helicopter landing site. You can go through over this bridge, maybe down here, or... Oh lordy, this is quite a extensive frigging area, this, isn't it? Is that something that can be destroyed, maybe? I don't know, because there's lots of these little gates around. It's like a prison area, this is, or a containment zone with lots of little cells. Oh God, and then there's like a big hangar back here with another capture point. Unless that's another... Oh, is this the forward deployment area? I'm not sure. Staircase up here. Interesting. Then we've got this out here with this large frigging truck pulling several long trailers. That's an interesting design. Look at that. It's like a series of train carriages, except it's pulled by a truck. Very peculiar. How interesting. Yeah. Then right in this area. Oh, is this our Allied field ops back here? Okay. Yeah, this is the Allied field ops. This is what they need to defend, and the Axis need to destroy. So I'm wondering if the Axis get to this point and destroy this, does that mean that they can get an automatic victory? Interesting. Okay. Well, let's put this to the test here. So let's start as an Allied engineer and just see where we deploy. And of course, now I'm on 30 seconds to deployment because I timed that completely wrong. Never mind. But yeah, I'm assuming the Allies will initially spawn near their field ops site, I would imagine. That seems like a logical place for them to actually appear first and foremost. So, yeah, what we'll do is we'll get back to the helicopter, we'll put dynamite on it, and we'll see, does that just go to a kind of straight victory? Which, it should do. Oh no, okay. Where am I here? Oh, I'm outside. Okay, I'm here. Yeah, I'm near the field ops. I'm just spawning inside this large warehouse type jobby. God, it's got freaking staircases up and routes around and wow, okay. It's an interesting design, I'll give it that. It's like a little bunker up here, very peculiar. The view out over this area, I see. Interesting, okay. But of course, you know, Axis players trying to get to the field ops there, they could kind of go through that gate down there, or they could go up and through there. Interesting. So, okay, right, let's try and find this helicopter again, wherever it was. I think we go through here somewhere. Is it this way? I think so. I don't know, this whole place could be... Oh god, this looks like there's an underground section to this as well. Holy crap, this looks like a fairly sizable map, I must say. It's got different layers to it. Ground layer, an upper layer with all the staircase and things, and now an under layer. So where does this bring me out? Somewhere. It's back here? Oh, nothing really, just gratings that let you peer down and shoot down into this passage. Okay, so an Axis player standing up here could ambush any allies trying to come through there. That's interesting, especially if you had like a flamethrower or something. Damn, that would be pretty nasty, I do think, wouldn't it? Now where to next? Down here? Oh god. Yeah, this is a bit of a labyrinth, this map. There's a lot of passages. Oh, there's the helicopter. How do we get to it? Hold on. There's got to be a way out. Ah, here we are. Okay. So you can climb up on the crates, get to the helicopter, get to the chopper, as Arnold Schwarzenegger would say. Dump that down. Okay, so we haven't fulfilled any other objectives.
Dynamite planted.
I mean, obviously, if you're looking at that objectives bar on the side there, 2 of them are technically already filled by the Allies, but you know what I mean. Okay, so let's just see what happens here. This, I'm guessing, will give the Allies an automatic victory, because this is the ultimate objective that they're trying to fulfill. Once we've done that, we will switch over to the Axis side, and we'll go to the Allied field op section and destroy that and see what happens. If that gives... Because I'm just wondering here, if technically both sides have an objective that gives them automatic victory, then that's kind of interesting. I like how those rotors there are still flying, even though they're not attached to anything. They're weird. Okay, right. Axis, engineer, here we are. Okay, so where's our spawn point? On the Axis side here. We're inside a building. But which building is this? Oh, right, that's that area that we were in before. What level are we on? Level 2. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh no, wait a minute, I've spawned somewhere completely different. Oh, I'm up here. Right, I'm on the basketball court overlooking the helicopter. I see. I see. Okay, so let's find our way back to that Allied field ops position. Let's just see what we can do with that. Oh no, was this where I was a moment ago? Oh, yes, it is. Okay, so the Allies, not the Allies, sorry, the Axis spawn roughly in that area. I'll say also I've noticed you get about 30 minutes on the timer for this map, so you do get a fair amount of time, which, you know what, is kind of understandable, because this map, being such a labyrinth, looks like it would take a while for people to actually fight their way through, just because there's so much around. Okay, that's the power core flag. Deployment time -5. Okay, so capturing these flags then just gives you a boost in terms of how long it takes your teams to deploy. I've just come out up here. That's right, that's where I want to be. It's an interesting design, I'll give it that. Okay, right, so you go this way? Yeah, through this kind of weird prison containment area. Cell block, that's what it was called. I just saw, yeah, up there in the top right. It's giving the actual name for locations as I go through them. And this is the cell block, apparently. Oh look, this is the north gate that technically we can destroy, presumably to allow better access around the map.
Dynamite planted.
Now it seems that, you know, both teams have this as an objective to destroy, so, you know, if you're whichever team you're playing on, you have to just bear in mind that although it'll give your team an advantage, it'll also assist the enemy. Oh god. Apologies. Getting more gas from my tea. So we're in this area. Oh no, wait, no, this is different, isn't it? To that indoor area that I was in before. Oh no, wait, what? God, it's all a bit, it's all a bit of a labyrinth. Right, North Gate's destroyed. Go through here. Oh yeah, and then there's this. Forward deployment. Okay, so that's this area. Right, I see. So these are not resulting in any sort of automatic victory or anything. Field ops is down there. How do I get out there again? Must be a door around somewhere. Can I get out through this way? Possibly. Hold on. Let me just find a staircase that goes down. Because there's got to be one around somewhere. It's dark in here. Oh, here we are. Right. Whew. Go down there. We're in some kind of garage. That's what it says. Ah, here we are. There's that weird truck with the long set of big trailers. It's like something out of a bloody sci-fi movie. Weird. Okay, right. So we get to the Allied field ops. Throw this down here. Let's have a look.
Dynamite planted.
Okay, so that's down. That's now ticking away. So, if the Axis blow this thing up, does it actually precipitate an Axis victory? Because that's the thing, you know, a lot of maps, both in RTCW multiplayer and in Wolfenstein Enemy Territory as well, in order for the defensive team to win, usually they just have to wait until the timer counts down, and then, you know, they win. But of course, you know, given that this map, you get about 30 minutes. Okay, yes, you do get an Axis win just by taking out the Allied field ops centre. Interesting, very, very interesting, I must say. That is quite, like I say, a unique thing to see in a multiplayer map of this kind. Just because typically on most multiplayer maps, like I say, in both RTCW and in enemy territory, of course, if the offensive team can fulfill their key objective, then that gives them an automatic victory. But like I say, for a defensive team to win, they just need to wait until the time goes down. That's usually the case in many of the maps I've looked at. But it seems now that in this map, we actually have a kind of tug of war going on here, where both sides have an objective that if they can just fulfill that, will immediately give them victory. So for the Allies, obviously that's destroying the helicopter. For the Axis, that's destroying this area. And that's kind of curious, because I don't think I've seen well, I say that, but I mean, maybe there is a map out there somewhere that I've played before, which is like that, but I don't know. Not one that springs to mind, at least. But it seems to me that in this one, we have a case, you know, where technically both sides are both defending an objective and taking the offensive against another. So that could result in some really fucking intense matches, I do think. But it also means that because this map is such a labyrinth, we have to think carefully about how each team basically has to think carefully about how they're going to secure the offensive, whilst also making sure to keep their defending objective protected, defensive objective protected even. That's very curious. Let's just go back into spectator mode and just see what we got. Right, so there's the fucking Axis helicopter. Now just looking around this area, you see it looks like there's all kinds of ways of accessing this helicopter, because you got the passage down there, which ultimately leads up to obviously there, as well as other possible areas. What else? God, that freaking skybox. Oh god, no, don't look at that. Make you nauseous, that will. Jeez. We've obviously got a path that goes up here. I mean, this actually just goes to the Axis spawn point, doesn't it? As far as I'm aware. Hold on. You go into that bunk. Oh god, come on. Let me through. Actually, hold on. Let me just look this over. Where does this come out? This passage down here. Staircase that goes up into this area. Is there something? Staircase that goes up further. And then this obviously comes out here into this big hallway. This goes down here to the bottom of the hall. Then you have this passage here that comes out there. Okay, so it would appear that in order to actually get into this this area where the helicopter is, the allies have two principal paths. Either they can come through the cell block and come down here and across the bridge, or maybe, you know, out that way. So yeah, they can come down here from the cell block, across the bridge, or out that way. Or, oh god, but then again, just trying to picture this whole layout in my head. Or they can sort of come through this come through from this angle, through here, and then through, and then down the stairs, down the passage, and out the door here. So that's quite a few possible ways for the Allies to actually get to the helicopter. So that's going to be potentially kind of tough, I think, for an Axis defender, because they've got to cover multiple possible doorways and routes. What's this here? And where does this go? Or is this just a big bunker? Hold on, what's this path? Where does this come out? Oh, where is this? Oh god, this is a whole other route entirely, isn't it? Holy shit, so that might be a fourth possible way for the Allies to actually get to the Axis point out of that tunnel there. Because we saw this tunnel before, didn't we? Yeah, it goes all the way down this way. Holy shit, so yeah, defending that helicopter is not going to be fucking easy. Because there's lots of paths that the Allies can take. Holy shit. Right, so how would an Axis team effectively try and protect that helicopter? That's the question. I mean, they've got a little bunker here which gives them a view, but having said that, you know, you can't really see the door round there from this angle, and there's a door obviously down there that's kind of hidden. All we can really see are Allies coming out of that door or coming across the bridge there. Oh man, that is devilish, that is, trying to defend that. So, I imagine the way this friggin' match probably would play out is that the majority of each team would probably want to stay around their respective key objective just to protect it, and then maybe try and kind of send out some sort of stealthy, sneaky kind of sneak attacks. Perhaps just to try and, you know, get to each other's objectives. I mean, having said that, I think if the time goes down, I'm guessing that the Axis will win if, you know, the half hour runs out. In which case, I think there's more pressure on the Allies to take the offensive. But I feel like both teams are really going to have to split their forces to be able to work on this one. I mean, the Axis have got this very rudimentary guard tower here that gives them a view, obviously, of that door, of the bridge up there, of that path coming out down there, and of these kind of doorways on this side. So that is what? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, unless you're not classing the bridge as one of them, because actually, technically, the bridge actually just leads you down to that door there, doesn't it? No. So four possible doorways that the Allies can come out of, all at different points even around this area. Man, that is going to make defence real fucking tough, I must say. Damn. Just drinking more tea because my throat's going a bit. Good lord. So, I think an Axis team are going to have to be really creative in how they defend this. They're going to have to try and just... I really think they're going to have to station a lot of their team in this area. The bulk of their team's probably going to have to be making very clever use of the cover that's available to them. That's what I think. Because, you know, you got crates scattered round, and various bunkers, the guard tower. You could even have someone actually inside the helicopter itself, just sniping out anyone who gets too close. You've got that little weird thing down there. More crates. Yeah. Because my guess is, like I say, that the Axis will probably automatically win this if the time runs out. Bloody hell, we can see into that building from this angle. Whoever the map makers, they should have probably fixed this area back here. Okay, right. So let's just now go over to the Allied side of things and just have a look around and see if we can identify ideal defensive positions from their side. Oh, is this look, I don't know, I keep going through doors that don't lead anywhere. Right. Is it this way? I think it is, isn't it? Nope, I just bollocks. I just fucking came out by the helicopter again. Oh, good lord. This place, like I say, is such a labyrinth. I'm getting lost very, very easily. Where are we? Here. Right. So you go through this way, and through past the forward deployment area, up the stairs. Yeah, then we're coming out towards the Allied area. If I can just find my way out. Here we go, right. So, the Axis, can come out of presumably here, wherever this comes through from the forward deployment area. Okay, yeah. So they can blow through there and come out through here, straight out to that gate. Then, can they blast through that? I don't know. I'm not so sure. So they come out of there. Then what? They'd have to probably go up here, I'm guessing. Go up here, in through this, then down. Ah, yeah, now this warehouse, and then they're right there. Okay. So it is a bit of a choke point. So I think the Allied side of things will be much, much easier to defend, just because on the face of it, it looks like there's fewer ways to get to it. Having said that, what's this up here? Where does this go? Because it looks like there's a route. Oh my god, is that a whole route through there? I can't seem to get in there because I'm obviously in spectator mode, but... Okay, hold on, let's just go back onto the Allied side. Okay, and once again, I've deployed with a load of seconds to go. Let's just, yeah, I just want to check that other, warehouse there. Can you actually get in there by crouching under that large gate? Because if that's the case, that means there is potentially another route the Axis might be able to get to the Allied defensive position. Right, here we are, by these kind of truck things. So we go up here, right. Well, that door actually just comes out the other side there, doesn't it? What am I thinking? Can we crouch under? We can. Okay, right. So where does this come out? Where does it take you? It looks like there's a ladder system down in the middle there, but... Where is this? Oh, it brings you out here. Okay. Huh. But you can go through the garage. Oh, right. So there is an alternate path that the Axis can take here. Because I have... or did I? Did I go through? Yes, because there's a path there. Okay. Yes. Now this obviously eventually... It's a bit of a roundabout way, but it does eventually take you back out to where, closer to the Axis position. Okay, so yes, there are multiple routes that can be taken. And yes, this gate can be destroyed by the looks of it. So the Axis coming out, say of there, they could destroy the gate to get through. They could take a roundabout path that takes them, up along that parapet that's over there and maybe down here through the garage. Or alternatively, they could go up that staircase over there and then through the warehouse and straight out to the Allied field ops position. Okay, so once again, the approach does not... Well, there are multiple possible approaches, but having said that, they all pretty much kind of converge on this location. But having said that, you could have Axis soldiers coming out there, you could have Axis soldiers coming out from the direction of the trucks, you could end up with Axis soldiers pouring out from over there. So once more, it's not an easy defence, because you could be under attack from multiple directions all at once. That is tricky. This is a very tricky map, I must say. Very interesting. Not sure what to else to say there, other than, you're really going to have to divide your forces on both teams. So presumably, like I say, because it's such a labyrinth, this map, you'll want to put probably the bulk of your forces in defence. But having said that, the Allies are under a lot of pressure to actually go out and take the offensive. So, yeah, Allies are probably going to have to try and split their force a bit more evenly than the Axis. I'm just guessing from a kind of tactical perspective for this map. Okay, so that's Fort Verlauf, everybody. A very interesting looking one. A bit of a labyrinth, huge, lots of very enclosed areas. So certainly in the indoor sections, what sort of weapons might come in useful? Possibly grenades, the flamethrower, submachine guns. The kind of outdoor areas as well. They're not, I wouldn't say they're kind of too open. They're still fairly enclosed. So in those kind of areas, I think, you know, field ops with artillery strikes and air strikes, things like that, could potentially be devastating in such close quarters, obviously in the outdoor area. So, yeah, I think, again, getting back to tactics, I think you might want field ops to help protect these the key objectives, along with, maybe just a few regular soldiers to kind of back them up with, small arms fire, SMGs, sniper rifles, that kind of thing. But then, of course, to actually conduct the offensive, you'll want some engineers and medics to actually go out and see what they can do. Because the thing is, I don't know if you maybe want one medic, one or two medic players stationed around here. But having said that, this is close to the Axis spawn point, so if they died, they'd probably spawn pretty quickly to get back into the fray. Okay, and probably, some similar kind of advice, I think, for the Allied side as well. Something like that. Okay, well, tell you what, I'm going to wrap this episode up here. So this was Fort Verlauf, everyone. Another little RTCW multiplayer map spotlight with me, General Red Strategist. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, actually comment, maybe subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends on Facebook and Twitter, things like that. If you're interested in my social media accounts, incidentally, you'll find links to them down below in the video description, along with a link to my General Red Propagandist channel where I do a lot of anime-related content. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, I don't know, go and have a look, see what you think about it. Now, just before I go, I have a couple of other things that I just want to talk about very quickly in terms of notices. Number one, basically, you remember a while ago I was having some problems with certain single-player custom maps for Return to Castle Wolfenstein, namely Saboteur and the Wolfstein map pack. Still having trouble with them, unfortunately. People recommended that I try reinstalling RTCW in case there was maybe some, I don't know, remnant file from an add-on somewhere that was just conflicting and causing it to not work. So I reinstalled RTCW, but I noticed something a bit weird when I did. Because the thing is, obviously, my most recent single-player map that I did was the Escape Castle one by Dialogue. And essentially, after I'd actually finished recording everything for that, I kind of forgot to delete the Pack 3 file for the map from my main directory after I'd done it. And I noticed something very strange. When I uninstalled RTCW and then reinstalled it, that map file was still there, which was really peculiar. So I have a feeling that even if I uninstall and reinstall, there is a chance that old kind of files from previous add-ons may still be lingering if I've forgotten to delete them. So what I'd like you guys out there watching this to do, if you can, would it be possible for people to leave me, maybe in the comments or somewhere, or maybe message me on the Facebook page or whatever, a list of, a list of basically files that are contained by default in the RTCW directory, the ones that normally would be there for a clean, unmodded installation of RTCW, and a list of files that would be that would specifically be in the main directory for a clean RTCW install. Just because the problem is I don't know exactly which files should and shouldn't be in there. So the problem with that, of course, is that, like I say, there might just be some remnant file from some old add-on that I forgot to delete, and it's still lingering there and still kind of conflicting with certain other add-ons. So if people could leave, lists of those kind, that might just help me, because I could go through my RTCW root directory and the main directory specifically and just make sure everything actually matches. And if there's anything in there that doesn't look like it belongs, I can maybe try getting rid of it and just seeing what happens. So yeah, just a friendly call for advice on that front. Finally, one more thing that I just want to talk about. Obviously, by the time this video goes out, it'll be at least a couple of weeks ago. But a couple of weeks ago, I did a preview video for Wolfenstein Youngblood, and it got a fair number of views, at least a fair number of views for my channel, that is, and it was an interesting title. Obviously, I know that a lot of you who watch these RTCW videos of mine, some of you, I'm aware, are not particularly keen on the newer Wolfenstein titles, just because they're so very different to the traditional ones. But I don't know. I was wondering, because at the end of that Wolfenstein Youngblood preview video I did say if people want to see more of that, then just let me know. So I was wondering if, I don't know, if anyone watching this series, you know, if you're interested in Wolfenstein Youngblood and you want to see me do more videos on it, please let me know. Because if you don't kind of tell me, then the probability is that I'll just leave it at the preview video. So yeah, if you were actually into that Wolfenstein Youngblood preview video that I did and you want to see me do more of it, just let me know. But other than that, that's everything I wanted to talk about. So thank you everybody, and I'm going to sign off now because my throat's going and you can probably hear my voice getting a bit wheezy. Goodbye everybody. It is beautiful music though. There's violins. Oh, killer whales. Hello. Orcas, whatever you want to call them. Oh, nice guys. Hello, hello. Marlinfish? Or sailfish, are they? There's more sharks, there's a hammerhead. There's a couple of hammerheads, actually. Wow. Going over here, it seems.